Yo, what's up, YouTube? So today we got a lady who went viral for making a list of places that women refuse to go to on the first date. We're going to get into it because this is just absolutely ridiculous. So this lady right here made a list of places she would absolutely not go on a first date. And let me tell you, first of all, off the break, number one, the Cheesecake Factory. We just got done talking about this lady who just straight out looked like a plain fool, talking about how she would just refuse to go to the Cheesecake Factory. Are you freaking kidding me? There is absolutely nothing wrong with the Cheesecake Factory. Matter of fact, it's probably a place that every man should, at the maximum, take a woman on a first date. Men are not out here spending $300-400 on a first date. That is absolutely what we are not doing. I would never advise any man to spend $300-400 on a first date. Honestly, about $100 maximum is what you should spend on a first date. It's about getting to know this person. You have no idea who the hell this person is. Why should I spend $300-400 on you when I barely know your last name? I barely even know if you just want to be with me or if you want to be with me for what I can do for you. Let's go on down this list, man. Applebee's, Chili's. Honestly, if you broke, if you in your early 20s, mid 20s, stuff like that, it's hard out here for a pimp. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. It's something. Chipotle, no, I'm be honest. I would not do a fast food joint for a first date. I would not do it. I'd rather do a coffee date, maybe get some drinks or something before I do a fast food joint. That's just me. Olive Garden, that's kind of up there with Applebee's and Chili's. The movies. Now, how many times we heard this in the past, dinner and a movie, something like that. Honestly, it's hard to really get to know someone on a first date going to a movie because y'all are not even paying attention to each other. Y'all really not talking to each other. Y'all watching a movie. That is a bad idea for a first date. I mean, unless you combine something with it. But honestly, for a first date, it should not be a movie. It should be something that y'all two can sit down, talk to each other, get to know each other, but definitely not a movie. Your house. No, absolutely not. Fellas, do not try and even attempt. Don't even bring it up, the idea of inviting a woman to your house for the very first date. Absolutely not, because it's just saying that you just want to smash. And if that's what you want to do, okay, that's what you want to do. But if you looking to actually date out here, if you're looking to actually be with a woman, your house is not the first date idea, because not only does she not know you, but you don't know her as well. You don't know if she's going to steal from you. You don't know if she's trying to set you up to get you jumped or whatever. You don't know if she's going to save your address and then have some of her cousins or brother or whoever come and rob your house the next day. You don't know if she's going to wake up in the middle of the night, open the door, and have somebody just come in there and just ransack the whole place, maybe even take you out or something. So absolutely do not invite a woman to your house on the first date. If you just out here just trying to just smash and get some booty all over the place, I don't advise it, but at least get a hotel. That's what all I'm saying. Any fast food chain, again, that's up there with Chipotle and McDonald's and all that, and I would not do that. Buffalo Wild Wings. I guess you could kind of say it's a first day. It's more of like a hangout spot to get some wings and a bit. I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings used to be the thing back in the day, but not anymore. Honestly, I don't even know why that franchise is still around, because ain't no good Buffalo Wild Wings. You cannot find one single Buffalo Wild Wings that's over like 2.5 stars, 3 stars at the max, because they all are just trash. That whole franchise just need to just go. They just replace that whole franchise. Every single Buffalo Wild Wings location is not that good. I swear to God. Sometimes you got to send the food back because it's cold. Then they finally bring some hot food out like 30 minutes later. No, absolutely not. I would not do Buffalo Wild Wings because that franchise is just dead. It needs to go. Wingstop, no. Honestly, that's kind of up there with a fast food chain, because unless you're just taking some food to go or whatever, you go back to the crib, whatever, that's all Wingspot is good for. That's like, getting takeout Chinese food or something like that. I would not do Wingstop for a first date or something like that. No. Red Lobster used to be a thing back in the day. It used to be hitting. But not anymore, because I don't know. It's just the food just tastes different. It's overrated in my opinion. You spending all this money for Red Lobster and it don't taste like nothing. There's no flavor to the food. I mean, mean, you just got them buttery biscuits or something like that. That's about it. A buffet, no. Honestly, you don't really find a lot of good buffets that's even worth eating at in the first place. IHOP, Denny's, no. No, I mean, unless you trying to find a good breakfast spot. But honestly, if you can't find a good breakfast spot to go to besides IHOP and Denny's, you should not pick that for your first date. Find some other spot that actually does a good breakfast that you're going to spend, I don't know, probably about $60, $70 for breakfast or something like that. That's including the tip. Pause. The gym, no, unless y'all maybe met at the gym or something, but that still doesn't make any sense. No, the gym's not really a first date. Church, I mean, to really invite somebody to church, okay, y'all hearing the same pastor, y'all hearing the same sermon, stuff like that, but why? That's not really a good first date. Now, you can meet somebody at the church, but to invite them on a first date to a church, no. Starbucks. Again, this is right there with coffee dates. The next one. Honestly, they're kind of the same thing, but coffee date or Starbucks, honestly, that's probably where a lot of guys are going with nowadays because they're not trying to invest a whole lot of money up front. Why? Because it's just not worth to try to spend all these hundreds of dollars for a woman who does not have any interest in you in the first place. She just using you for a foodie call. She just using you to get some free food out here because she knows that you're going to pay for it. And if you're not, then you a bum anyway. She won't go give you none in the first place. So honestly, guys are doing coffee dates. I see nothing wrong with the coffee date. If it's like 30 minutes max or whatever, just to see if there's some chemistry, just to see if there's some interest in one another, because guys are like, look, why do I have to spend all this money just to get some basic information from you? I'm just going to go spend this money on a coffee or something. And if you don't do coffee, all right, cool. We go out for drinks or whatever. You don't have to get coffee. You can get tea or you can just sit there and drink water. It's just about the conversation. That's what it's really about. Ice cream dates. That's kind of the same thing as a coffee date. You just go, go to Cold Stone or something, get some ice cream, maybe sit down, maybe take a walk around the neighborhood or whatever. And, y'all just talk and conversate. That's kind of the same as a coffee date. It's just with ice cream. It's kind of the same thing. Family functions. No, do not, absolutely do not bring a woman to a family function for a first date. Hell no. Do not do it because you don't know if this woman's crazy. You don't know anything about this woman. You want to bring her around your family on a first date. It's going to just start off wrong from the jump. They might misunderstand her. She might misunderstand them. All this other kind of stuff. No, you need to vet this woman properly. You need to go on about at least 3 or 5 days before you even think about bringing her around your family. So do not invite a woman to a first date at a family function. Don't do it. No. Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc. Isn't this up there with your house? Where are you going to watch this Netflix and Hulu? Your house? No. No. Do not do Netflix, Hulu, whatever for a first date, because that's the same thing as going back to your house. And no, don't ask a woman to come to your house for a first date. Somewhere that requires a long drive. What is a long drive? Let's start with that. What is a long drive? My opinion, a long drive is something that's more than about 30 or 45 minutes. If you got to drive more than about 30 or 45 minutes, especially an hour for a first date, honestly, it's probably not going to work in the first place because y'all live too far away from each other. Unless it's someplace that maybe y'all really want to go. But if you can't find anything within a 30-minute drive, like you can't figure out some kind of way to have a first date where both of y'all have to drive less than about 30 minutes, honestly, you should probably plan a first date close to where she lives in the first place. You ain't got to get her address, but at least know a city or a zip code and kind of figure it out from there. So what is a long drive? So if it's more than about 30 minutes, I think that's a long drive. And if you can't find nothing within a 30-minute drive, 45 minutes at the very max, then, you a poor plan. You got to figure something else out. I don't know what to tell you. Bowling. Yes. this is a very good first date. Bowling is a good first date because it's an activity. It's something y'all can have fun doing. Y'all can get some, a little food here and there, especially if you go to some of these nice bowling places that got something better to eat than some punk ass cardboard piece or something like that. Bowling is an absolute good option for a first date. I would absolutely do bowling for a first date, especially go to a place where you can kind of book your bowling lane for like an hour or two, maybe get some food there or get some food shortly afterwards. You got to get some food somewhere because you're not going to be doing all this activity and not eat. You got to eat something, whether you plan to eat there, if they have good food, or if you plan to grab something to eat, real quick afterwards or beforehand or whatever. But bowling for a first date, absolutely yes. Great idea for a first date. Nightclubs. Nightclub is not really a first date because it's loud in there. It's all about, the dance and the music and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, you don't find a wife in a nightclub in the first place. And if you go in there for a first date, if she want to take you there for a first date, if it's a nightclub, it's a strip club, 99 times out of 100, she is not wife material. So don't even bother with the whole nightclub idea for a first date. Just don't do it. Hookah bar, that's kind of the same thing as a nightclub. No, not for a first date. If you're going to hang out with a bunch of people, if y'all just going to hang out to have a good time, have a vibe or whatever, but for a first date, what is the purpose of a first date? The purpose of a first date is to see if you want to get to know this person, to see if you are actually compatible, to see if you actually enjoy spending time with them. How the hell are you going to find any of that out going to a nightclub or a hookah bar? Because y'all just drinking, y'all smoking, there's loud music, you can barely hear each other, all this other kind of stuff. And it's just, just don't do that for a first date. A bar for just drinks. Yes, a bar for just drinks. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing as a coffee date, ice cream date. Y'all just going out to get some drinks, whatever. Maybe some little appetizer or something like that. Where you might be spending probably about $40, maybe $50 for a first date. Yeah, that's a good option because you can kind of get to know each other. You sit down next to each other and just kind of talk for maybe 30 minutes to an hour or whatever. It's not long. It's short. It's quick. It's to the point. It's low cost. It's low monetary investment up front. Absolutely. A bar just for drinks for a first date. Yes, that's something you can do. So the next thing on here, Waffle House. Waffle House for a first date. That's kind of up there with like Denny's and IHOP and stuff like that. Honestly, Waffle House, unless y'all looking to to see a fight go down, unless y'all looking to see somebody end up on World Star, somebody getting knocked out, somebody, jumping over the counter, stuff like that, about to start some mess, somebody might roll in there, try to rob the place. Is there really a good Waffle House that you would feel comfortable sitting down in for a first date? Let's be honest. Waffle House is the place that you go to when it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning after y'all done finished drinking, the club done closed, whatever. Y'all need someplace to eat. Y'all need someplace to sober up, and that's where you just end up at because it's open. It's just like a Denny's or some 24-hour diner, some shit like that. Like a Waffle House, that is a place that you go to recover from your hangover. That's what that is. That is not a good first date option in my opinion. Now, this last one right here, sporting events. Absolutely. If you want to spend this kind of money, or maybe if you got tickets already, or maybe you had a cancellation, whatever, and then you just got a pair of tickets to a basketball game, a football game, or whatever. Absolutely, sporting events is a good place for a first date. Why? Because it's an activity. It's something fun to do. It's something where you just get energized, and you don't even have to sit in the seats the whole time. Y'all can kind of walk around the stadium. There's plenty of food in some of these spaces nowadays. Plenty of really good food too. And if you go to like a football game or a basketball game, maybe even hockey, stuff like that. Baseball is kind of slow, but still, it's the fact that y'all are out having an activity, having a good time, and honestly, sporting events, they're really exciting. It's something much more different because even if a woman's not into sports, she could be. It's just the excitement of it, just the excitement of being around the crowd, and it's a whole different thing when you sitting in the stands and you watching a basketball game, you watching a football game, or whatever. It's just a different feel to it, and you see all the crowd and everything. It's so much better than just watching sports on on TV. Absolutely. Now, again, I would not advise you to straight out buy tickets for this. If you already don't have tickets and it's going to cost you a couple $100 at the very least, no, do not spend a few $100s for a 2 pair of tickets, because you still got to get parking. You still got to get food or an Uber or whatever. So no, don't be spending all this money on a first date getting sporty events tickets. Now, again, if you already got them, cool. Just go ahead and just take it. If you had somebody cancel, whatever, got no problem with that. But don't be spending $300, $400, $500 for some tickets, and then you still got to eat. You still got to get there and all this other kind of stuff. No, absolutely not. I think this is kind of ridiculous for the most part. That's saying that you refuse to go to the Cheesecake Factory, or, if you in your 20s, you refuse to go to some Applebee's or Chili's when both of y'all the same age, y'all in college, y'all fresh out of college, y'all both broke any damn way. But like some of the stuff I actually agree with, like fast food chain, or, like the gym or IHOP and Denny's, stuff like that. I absolutely agree with that. You should not go on a first date with that. But some of this other stuff, like, going out for coffee or drinks or whatever, there ain't nothing wrong with that either. So overall, I know it's kind of hard nowadays. I know it's kind of difficult for people to say that, these are the kind of things that I accept on a first date. Anything more than $100, you should not do it on the first date, fellas. Don't do it, because it is a bad investment up front. It's about getting to know her, getting to see who she is, getting to know her personality, see if y'all even vibe in the first place. That's what it's really all about. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did I get this list right? Did I get it wrong? Is anything that you want to add to this list, or is anything that you disagree with me on about what I said about this list? Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments. If you got any horror stories, if you got anything that you have experienced going to any of these places and it kind of didn't work in your favor or worked out, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your comments about it. Anyway, make sure y'all like, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.